You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio, man. We are here once again. Today we have another special, amazing guest. We're going to talk to the one and only Lennix of The Blacklist and co-star of a new PureFlix film, Nothing is Impossible. Man, first and foremost, Harry, good morning. How you doing, sir? True legend, true honor talking to you, man.
Well, it's great to be talking to you as well, Shabaya. Thank you. I'm doing well today and eager to talk to you about this project.
And man, this amazing project, the actor, producer, and PureFlix co-founder, David A.R. White, he plays Scott in this film. This is an awesome story. Tell us a little bit the backstory of the setting of this film.
Yes, well, Nothing is Impossible really is about a man who once had a shot at the big time in terms of a basketball player, as a star in high school, had big expectations and dreams, got sidetracked. And he finds himself now as a janitor at that high school. But God gives him a second chance, really. There's an open tryout for the local professional basketball team. This team is run by his one-time girlfriend, played by Nadia Bjorlin, my dear friend, wonderful actor. And while people look at this with some degree of cynicism, including me, I'm Coach Russell Banks. I play the coach of this basketball team. God has given Scott Beck a second chance at love and life. And he has to learn that with the faith of a mustard seed, the size of a mustard seed, that he too can make things that seemed impossible very possible. So it's a redemption story. It's a story about second chances. It's a story that failure does not have to be the end of the story, but can actually be an opportunity to redeem ourselves. And if we give love and life another chance, what can we not do?
And man, this movie, there's been a high demand for uplifting and encouraging entertainment. So especially in today's world and time, how important is something like this, and important for it to be as far and wide being pushed out there, because people need stuff like this to be encouraged in today's world.
Yes, indeed. You know, I think one of the great gifts of this medium, of the electronic media, if you will, of film, TV, radio, podcast, all of these platforms that are coming online, is even though they sometimes seem to be godless, even though they sometimes appear to be the work of humanists and so forth, that we can take these very instruments, we can take these platforms and actually help spread the word. I'm reminded really that without the Roman road system, the Romans, of course, built these magnificent networks of roads that they can move their military and keep the world under its thumb. But it was that very system of roads, of this technical engineering feat, that allowed the propagation of the gospel. Without the road system, really, there would be no Christianity as we know it, would not have spread. So that which the enemy or adversary uses sometimes for our defeats or our frustration can be used, can be turned around by God to actually get the word out in ways that we would never have thought even possible.
And for someone like yourself being part of this project, giving it even more of a boost, because you have a lot under your belt. You've been working in the industry, entertainment business for a while, and you have a long resume, over 40 years on your resume. What is it like to be able to have that kind of platform for you to share your gift with the world?
Well, I think in many ways, Shemai, that it's confirmation that maybe I'm doing the right thing. That is to say, maybe I'm using what God gave me in the way that he wanted me to use it. You know, I studied to be a priest when I was a young man. I actually just celebrated, you talk about 40 years, I just had my 40th high school reunion, saw guys I had not seen for 2 generations in Chicago there. But I think that, while I may have at one point doubted and thought, well, maybe I should have gone on and taken my orders and be a priest as I started out to be, that indeed there are many ways that we can deliver this message. And I think the fact that Saint Genesius of Rome is the patron saint to actors and to lawyers, and people who are advocates for a cause other than what they might otherwise say themselves. That's what I am as an actor. And I get to use this craft, this industry in a way that, that I can spread a word, which I think is valuable out there.
Once again, you're listening to Refocus Radio, talking to our special guest for today, Harry Lennix, in the amazing new film by PureFlix, Nothing is Impossible. You mentioned school. You also have history prior to acting. You were also English and music teacher in the Chicago public school system. What do you hope the younger generation will take away from this film and the story behind the message?
Well, I hope that they take away something that I learned myself in watching this and in getting a word, which is that, life is frequently long, as short as it is, that the end of the story is not our failure or our frustration, that these could be the stones that make us, that build a path toward redemption, toward another way, toward a revelation that we might otherwise have never seen if we did not stay the course and did not take these lessons that we learn from our frustrations. That's just the beginning. That's just the opportunity. So when one door closes, another door can open. We find that out in the story, and I have certainly found that out in my life. It did not turn out in many ways the way that I thought it would, but by being willing to go on the journey, by being willing to rely on faith in those moments when my own efforts have fallen short and there was no other opportunity, really, no option other than to rely on my faith, then that has served me well so far. And I think that story remains true to this day for everybody.
Once again, you can watch this amazing film on PureFlix original stream platform. And man, a true honor talking to Harry Lennix today. One last question before I let you go. When it comes to staying focused, and you mentioned faith throughout the interview, why is it so important for people to have that clarity so that way they are never keeping themselves down and getting their own way?
Well, because life is going to confront all of us. We all have to think about the fact that this life, such as we know it, is going to end one day. We all have to face the fact that God did not promise us just an easy road the whole way. He just promises us that he will be with us if we rely on him, that we can endure anything that is put in front of us. And I think we all need to hear that, especially in a cynical world that we have today where people are giving up their faith and are turning to other things. Those other things will never be satisfactory to us. These other avenues, it is only God who has a unique ability when we rely on him that shows us that is its own reward. And that in so doing, we can release unto him all of our cares and concerns and be richly fulfilled in knowing that we've had the full experience and relying on him. So that's what I hope is taken away from this movie. And frankly, I hope that these kinds of messages, that I can continue to make these for the rest of my life and career.
Once again, if you're listening to this right now, you're ready to experience that amazing feeling of second chances. You want to watch this movie, Nothing is Impossible by PureFlix original movie. You can watch it on the streaming platform. Once again, I want to say thank you to you, Harry Lennix, taking time out of your busy schedule talking to us today.
Great to talk to you, my friend.